Okay, so here we are at the Holland home, and we are looking at the cabinets right now. And these cabinets are maple. And what we did is the homeowner came in, Ree came in and sanded these and got all of the lacquer off the top. So what we're going to do is put together a stain. This stain is composed of 4 cups of black semi-transparent wood stain, which is water-based, from Behr, available at Home Depot, and 1 cup of flat black Behr latex interior paint, and 1 cup of brown flat latex interior paint. And we mix those together, and it creates a little more of an opaque consistency with the stain, but allows the stain to act like a stain and soak into the grain, so a little bit of the wood is showing through. We are going to do 3 layers, and I'll demonstrate on this the first layer of the stain. So let me come up here. Here is the stain that I've mixed up in this box. There's just this container. And we're going to open that up, and I've already pre-stirred it up to make sure it's all well blended. And now we're going to go ahead and just brush it on here. So these cabinets and drawers have all been sanded, and you always want to make sure that you are moving with the grain. So as you are doing this, you want to make sure that your brush is consistently with consistent strokes so that you don't have start and stop, because watch what happens. If I go like that and stop midway, then I'm going to have a mark. And I want to get this as smoothly going across as I can with straight lines, mimicking the wood grain that is already there in place, because as we layer on, this is just going to get darker and richer. So on the edges as well, you have to make sure that you're blending. And then on the cabinets right here, where you see the line as far as the different wood, where it's actually mitered together and connected together, you're going to follow that line straight down. And then this line is going to be across. So you're going to follow that line down again, so mimicking this break in the graining right there, and in the way that the cabinet is connected right there at that miter. Okay, so here is a view of the first coat of the stain over the cabinets, and as you can see, it goes on pretty thin. It's not very consistent as far as where the color has settled, because when we sanded the wood, because this is a stain-based glaze, it's going to sink in a little bit darker on the first coat onto those areas that were sanded a little bit more intensely. So a little darker than the regular color of the cabinet before, the natural color, and it dries very quickly. So this whole island took me about 20 minutes to complete on the first coat, and by the time I was done, the first part of it was dry. So we will now put the second coat on. Okay, and here is the second coat. So as you can see, you're still seeing a little variation in the even coating of the stain. And you'll notice that I have not taped off the floor or the surrounding cabinet countertop. And that is because with a stain-based product, I have found that when I tape it, it runs down through the tape and ends up making a bigger mess for me to clean up. So I prefer to not do that and just wipe it with a rag as I go. So you can see you can get a pretty clean edge down there next to the floor, and so much less mess to clean up. So here's our second coat. You're still seeing that grain coming through the wood, the richness of that color coming through, and it looks awesome.